This is the first picture of the man suspected of driving a van into pedestrians in Toronto, killing 10 people and injuring 15. Alec Manasjian, 25, was detained several streets away from the scene of the horrific crash in the Canadian city on Monday. He was not previously known to authorities, police said. Police Chief Mark Saunders said the incident definitely looked deliberate but added that the motive was still unknown. Toronto van attack suspect arrested former classmates of Manasjian, from the suburb of Richmond Hill in northern Toronto, said he attended a school for students with special needs. Sherry Chami said he would be seen walking around Thornley Secondary School with his hands together and his head down, making meowing noises. Police are seen near a damaged van after a vehicle mounted a pavement crashing into pedestrians in Toronto. Emergency services close Yonge Street in Toronto after the van mounted a sidewalk. A rented van sits on a sidewalk about a mile from where several pedestrians were killed. Toronto police talked to a woman in the aftermath of the crash. Police investigate at the scene. A couple looked down the road after an incident where a van struck multiple people at a major intersection in North Toronto. A police officer speaks with a witness. The road was closed off following the horrifying incident. Emergency services closed Yonge Street while police investigated. A Toronto police officer patrols along Yonge Street. The front-end damage of the van. People react to an incident where a van struck multiple people at a major intersection in Toronto's northern suburbs. In Ontario, Canada, police worked the scene on Yonge Street near Finch Avenue. People light candles at a makeshift memorial to the victims after a van mounted a sidewalk crashing into pedestrians in Toronto. The front-end damage of the van sits on a sidewalk about a mile from where several pedestrians were injured. He wasn't a social person, but from what I remember he was absolutely harmless, she said. Video footage, shot by a bystander, has emerged appearing to show the moment he was arrested. In the clip, a man claiming to have a gun repeatedly points an object at a police officer who shouts at him to get down as the suspect demands, "Kill me." Toronto attack. Police name man arrested as 10 confirmed dead. The man was then detained. No shots were fired, according to reports. Horrified witnesses described how the speeding vehicle mounted the curb and hit people walking on the pavement in one of Toronto's busiest streets. Shoes, torn clothing and bodies covered with tarpaulins were pictured strewn across Yonge Street after the attack at about 1:30 p.m. local time. Witness Phil Zullo told Canadian Press he saw people strewn all over the road. It must have seen about 5-6 people being resuscitated by bystanders and by ambulance drivers, he added. It was awful. Brutal. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau described it as a tragic and senseless attack that brought him great sadness. He said, "On behalf of all Canadians, I offer my heartfelt condolences to the loved ones of those who were killed, and my thoughts for a fast and full recovery to those injured. I thank the first responders at the scene who managed this extremely difficult situation with courage and professionalism. They faced danger without hesitation, and their efforts no doubt saved lives and prevented further injuries."